Hello, everybody. Today is a little bit of a different kind of video. Normally, I talk about like Dimension 20 or like Dropout, Dungeons and Dragons, and do like little silly videos about those. Today, I kind of want to talk about something else that I watch and enjoy a lot, and that is the Traitors. I'm not sure how this is going to be edited, honestly, and how long this is going to be, but I just also want to use this channel to talk sometimes about things that I personally am interested in right now and things that I want to talk about. Yeah, that's about it. And some of you might have seen other videos of mine, and I do like a good challenge, like TV challenge, like Traitors, Drag Race, Survivor, like those kind of TV shows. And I not so much when it is, what's it called, like The Bachelor or like Love Island, because there isn't, to me, I like when there is like gameplay involved. For those who don't know, the Traitors is basically around about 20 people get sent to a castle. Three of them get turned into traitors, and these have to kill each night, kill a person out of in the castle, and each day the castle votes on a person to get sent out. So basically, per day there are like two people, like one that dies and one that gets banished. And of course, the goal is for the faithfuls, for the good people, to banish all the traitors, and for the traitors to basically kill off as many faithfuls as they can. Now, as I said, I really enjoy this series. I have seen all the US seasons. I have seen like two of the, what's it called, the UK, and also a celebrity season UK. So I have seen like five-ish, six-ish seasons by now. However, there is, as much as I like it, there is also a problem with it. And I just realized what, for me personally, the problem is. That is why I make this video. Because it was always the same. The beginning of the season I find grandiose. I love it. I'm like really in there. And somewhere around like the halfway point, it truly loses me also, in a way where I just kind of like, I forgot even to watch the episode. I'm like, oh, I'm like 2 episodes behind, of the current season. And I was thinking about what that is, and for the season that is airing right now, which is season 4, I experienced it at the moment. And I realized, for me, it is the traitors. It is the traitors going after other traitors. That is really, whenever that happens, again, in the US or the UK, I have not seen like the Australian ones, but it always is kind of like, I realized that is the moment that for me as a viewer, I'm just like, oh no, come on now. Because I want to see like the faithfuls and the traitors go at each other, and not the traitors basically go after each other. Interestingly enough, like the game, how it works is you get that to the end, and and you basically split the pot between the people who are at the end. Except if there is a traitor, the traitors take it all. But as far as I know, there also could be multiple traitors at the end, and then they would split it between the traders. So I don't know what the incentive is of like going after your fellow traders. The reason that they always say, or often say, is kind of like, we need to give the faithfuls a trader. And I'm like, no, you don't need to give them anything. That's just not true. Like, yes, they are getting frustrated that they don't have voted out a trader yet, like after like maybe 5 or 6 episodes, but let them be frustrated. Who cares? And I'm not saying that if one of your fellow traders is being, let's say, gunned down, and you don't need to jump in the fire line, but you also don't need to backstab them. You don't need to be like, oh yeah, like people in the castle talking about my fellow trader, and then I come in there and be like, ooh, and by the way, did you notice this and that about him? Yeah, that's also like really something that we need to look out for, like basically throwing gasoline on the fire. That's not necessary. The only thing that I feel like you could be saying or should be saying is like, it could be possible, or like maybe even that you don't even need to say. You could throw out other names, to be like, yeah, I mean, you always can be like, I know what you're saying about him, but to me, it's like such and such, or like, I'm not sure, you know? But for some reason, the traders in the seasons always are like, okay, I need to get another trader out because then the faithfuls will be satisfied, which doesn't make any sense. They will only stop if they get you all. So there is no sacrifice there. And yeah, maybe you will be around for another episode, but it doesn't make sense. Like when I say around for the other episode, there's also the scenarios where two traders, it is kind of like between two traders who will get voted out. And in that sense, sometimes the traders are like, okay, no, I want to stay here, so I'm gonna go after my fellow trader. However, next episode you will be out. Like, okay, this episode is your fellow trader, the next episode it will be you. So there is also no sense in going after each other in my mind. So basically, what I'm saying is the traders shouldn't go after each other, and it should be truly like the faithfuls against the traders and not infighting within the traders. I at least feel like that is the moment where every season loses me as soon as that happens. That is the moment where I'm like, okay. I didn't realize that was what happened in the beginning, but now with this season 4, I realized that is kind of what is going on again. And I just don't really understand why. Like, if one trader sinks, then yes, let him sink, but you don't need to be part of, you don't need to throw rocks to make them sink faster, That's just not necessary at all. And maybe people will say, oh, then you look more faithful, but again, I haven't seen all the seasons again from like UK and Australia, and I think maybe there's also a Canadian one. There are multiple ones, and I don't feel like it's ever giving you grace in the eyes of the faithfuls. Like, I never have seen like anybody be like, oh, he voted out one of the traders, so he cannot be a trader. No, you're still under the, what's it called, microscope. Everybody's under that microscope. Everybody gets looked at. So you going after another trader doesn't. I don't. In the minds of the people, it seems like they feel like this is proof that they are faithful. Never would I go after another trader. That's not true. And oftentimes the faithful actually figure it out and be like, so they went after him, but maybe that's just a strategy to make you seem faithful, and then they talk amongst each other. And they're right. What I also want to say, it is a hard game. And maybe I'm just acting out of here. Like I never play this. I'm like on mine on TV and stuff like that. So I'm just sitting here at home and talk my talk. But yeah, no, that's kind of like a lot of thoughts go through your mind, I guess. I'm sure when you're in the castle. But nevertheless, I just wish there would be like a closer knit group within the traders. However, I have some ideas how we could fix that. So how could we change this? I think we could have something where it is, if you know the game, like the tabletop game, Secret Hitler. This is kind of where it's inspired. There are a lot of different ones, like Blood on the Clock Tower, which has a bunch of roles different. What's also out there? Werewolf, that's another one. So kind of I'm looking at those, because in those I never feel like when I play it or if I watch like YouTube videos, there it doesn't happen. There oftentimes it's not. I don't see like people who are on the bad side going after each other, and that's, I find, way more enjoyable. And I mean, especially Secret Hitler has a mechanic installed, and I feel like that should be also installed into the trader. And that basically is that one of the traders is more important than the other ones. And what I mean by that is, I don't know what you would call it, like the head trader or like the chef trader. I don't know. However you want to call it, it is just basically a trader that, and there are now different kind of versions that we could do this, and I'm gonna go through those traders. But basically, if something happens to this specific trader, then it will have dire consequences for all traders. Who is this master trader? I'm just gonna call him master trader right now. So there are different ways of choosing them, and what happens, what the dire consequences are, I will come to later on. But basically at first we could have it nobody knows. Like we have our free traders, let's say, and one of them is kind of the master trader, and they don't know who it is, and we don't know who it is. Or maybe we as a viewer do know who it is, but it also could be like nobody knows. And that would also leave it a little bit in the hands of production. I'm actually not somebody who is that much against the production in reality TV always. Like there are some choices, but if basically they don't want this master trader to be out at the first trader who has to leave, then it could be like, okay, the production kind of shuffles things around. But that's just one option. The other one would be that we as the viewer would know, but they wouldn't know. That is basically also how it works right now, where we as the viewer know everything. So that would keep in spirit of that. So the traders, however, do not know who amongst them is now this master trader figure. They don't know. And it could be drawn random. It could be that Ellen, or like the host of the show, chooses somebody. There are different ways. And again, traders cannot, their goal is to bring this master character to the end. And it could also be that, okay, if this character gets to the end, then all the traders, even if you have been eliminated, can get the prize pot. They're part of the prize pot, And so it's just like an incentive that you look out for your fellow traders, because at the moment that's not at all in there. It's not at all. And of course, the show is called Traitors. So let me cook here a little bit, okay? Now, the next version is that we have like these master traders, and the traders know who it is. Now, that could be also in different ways done. It could be, again, random drawing. It could be the host chooses who it is, or it also could be a voting amongst the traders. So if you say we have 3 traders and you cannot vote for yourself, and then naturally one of them will be voted, And that also could be something that changes every night. That you could say, okay, we will decide each night anew who this is. And then the voting makes more sense, or like the random drawing, not the host choosing probably, but still. It could be fixed, or it could be changing every day, every night. And I don't know, the faithfuls don't even need to know about this. You could tell them, but I feel like it would be more fun if they don't even know that there is like this extra layer of stress for the traders, because it's kind of like, oh my god, they're going after the one person that we truly don't want to the faithfuls to go after. I feel like it would be really, good TV. And then there's also the option where only, like, basically the traders get told there's like this master trader role, and they're like, okay. And one of them actually gets told you are it, but you are not allowed to tell your fellow traders. So basically, one of them is in the know, but the others aren't. And it is kind of like, okay, I need to basically guide them, or like let them know that it's not, they shouldn't be voting for me on the round table. But it could also be funny in the other way around, where everybody gets told, okay, it's secret, we don't know who the master trader is, but in reality the master trader themselves doesn't know it, but all the other two traders know. Oh no, like, we need to protect this bozo, and he is under the impression of like, oh no, we all don't know it, and they're not allowed to tell him. So basically it is truly like a layered game of the traders in itself, in the traders circle as well. I would kind of enjoy that, and I feel like it would bring up the quality of like storytelling. Maybe again, I just like the storyline of the traders going after each other is just so not it. It is just not, honestly, it just isn't joyful or fun to watch. It is just kind of like, okay, it is just and that's where I'm coming from. Again, the show is called The Traitors, so even the traders betray each other, okay, but me watching that is just kind of like, but once again, I just feel like it also doesn't further your game plan. It only hurts you if you're a trader going after another trader, I think, at least. Now I laid out some different kind of versions how this could work out. That there again have basically to protect this one traitor person especially, and the dire consequence that is when you get voted out, or like the master trader gets voted out, would be, and that I would actually love to see, is the host comes in at the round table, or like they already are at the round table, and basically everybody needs to get blindfolded again, and new traders are elected. This is, I would love to see this, where it's like, yeah, you basically let the master trader die, so now we make basically a second round. And I would really enjoy it because, as I said, I really like the beginning of the season, and that would be like a mid-season refresh. Most of the faithfuls will still be faithfuls. It actually is only the gut punch for the traders, and it could be the same traders, but also I feel like it maybe not. And then it's kind of like the question, okay, do I tell that I used to be a trader? Because I don't feel like you want to tell that. And now you're also faithful. So basically some roles got switched. And from then on forward, however, I would let this master trader thing be gone. Like I wouldn't reintroduce that. I would be like, no, the second batch of traders basically has again the normal trader rules. I feel like that would work out better. So yeah, that's kind of my idea how that could work, how it could be more interesting. Again, I just don't. I want to basically force the traders more to work together, like that there has an incentive to basically we need to work together, otherwise I mean, we will lose the power, basically. We lose the power as the traders and become faithfuls again. And I feel like that is really the way to go, or would be the way to go. And that's all I have to say about this. Again, different video. I don't know how this is gonna turn out at the end. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments how you even watch the traders? What are your thoughts on the current season? Do you find my idea good or not so good? And yeah, let me know how you also would like to fix or like change traders. Because I want it to stay around, and overall I enjoy it. But it is just this thing that happens basically every season that I'm just like, you people. With that all being said, I hope you will have a great day. Please leave a like, it helps me out a lot and is appreciated. And yeah, we will see us next time. Bye.